We're here with part two of I'm 27 and have never had a girlfriend by Mr. Gaming Guitarist. So far, he's went through the story of how he's never had a girlfriend, how he really got hung up on this one girl. He feels like he fell in love with her. Whole time that he's known her, she's had a boyfriend. She told him that she sees him as a friend, and then eventually tells him that they can't remain friends because it's interfering with her relationship. He had a very negative reaction. We'll see what else he has to say because so far it's been pretty wild.
Was the guy that she did it, and but then eventually I found out on Facebook that she has she's no longer with that guy and she's with someone else. And then I tried, messaging her on Facebook and never got a fucking reply anymore.
Wow. Of course that happened, dude. Like, this is what I'm saying. She was full of it, dude. Like, you never were in consideration. You probably just misheard what she said and took it to mean that you're like her go-to if her and this guy break up, which it sounds like she never like made that like clear to you. She said she sees you as a friend. So yeah, did you expect her to hit you up? Like, she didn't want to be with you when she was with this other guy. Why would she want to be with you when she's not with this other guy? Like, you can't just assume that you take up this position as the like standby guy. That's not really a thing. And if someone's like fully removing you from their life, like if she actually saw you as like a standby guy and she was considering leaving this guy the whole time, she would keep you in her life, right? She would be like, she would just make it seem like you're still friends and that, but you're really not. But she wouldn't like go through the effort to actually say we can't be friends, yada yada yada, in such a way. Yeah, dude, like, this is 100% what most people would expect to happen in this scenario. This makes total sense.
Because I was the reason. Because she said, because it put her relationship in danger. And now she's not even with that guy anymore. And yet, and so she's not with him anymore. So I thought, and this was about a month ago, I thought,
I mean, it's kind of fair that he like felt this way. I can see why. It's just a lack of his understanding of the situation. He probably can't help that he doesn't understand the situation. But to me, hearing this story, it makes total sense.
well, maybe, maybe
Watch
I
part one for
could try,
context.
getting in contact with her again, and nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, she would have hit you up if she wanted to be with you, man.
And
She actually would
I
have hit
feel
you
like,
up well, like a while before her and the guy she was dating at first broke up. Like, she would have been already preparing to date you if that was her plan, right? That's kind of what women tend to do. It's unfortunate, but it is what happens.
it's such a fucking failure.
Like, women are afraid to be lonely just like men are.
Because I fucking love her. She knows I love her.
No, man, she does not. She does not know that you love her. She knows that you do not love her. She knows that you think that you love her, but you do not, man. Come on. You barely know her. You've never dated her. How could you, like, love her, man? That's not what love is. Dude, you, like, have a huge crush on her. It's totally different. Dude.
And yet it feels like there is no closure. Because I did text her one time on Facebook to tell her that
I'm going to move this down so you can see his,
to tell her that I'm not homeless anymore. She said, oh, that's great, I'm happy for you. And I thought, okay, maybe then that would restart things up. But no, that is the last time I ever heard from her.
I wonder why, dude. Like, if she was actually holding out hope that, like, alright, if things don't work out with this guy, I'm going to date you. She's going to stay in contact with you. She's probably not going to stay in regular contact with you, but it's going to be like, alright, we're definitely friends. We just, we just never actually hang out and stuff. Like, there would be communication for sure. Like, especially with most communication being like online and text, it's very easy to kind of keep people in this space where your conversation just kind of like naturally doesn't really conclude, but it's on pause. And you could have somebody in that like position for like years in theory, right? Where it's like we vibe super hard, there's definite attraction between us, but like one of us is in a relationship, so we're just kind of on pause, and maybe we'll pick back up the friendship, the flirtship, the flirting with each other, the whatever it is, somewhere down the line, and maybe that never happens, but like that's very common that people kind of do that, right? Especially when you're single. A lot of people when they're single, it's like I've got like 10, 15, 20 people kind of, on standby. I feel douchey saying that because it sounds like really scummy and like I'm trying to say I'm some kind of big player, which I'm not, but there's lots of people where you've had nothing but like really good interactive conversations with each other, and there's a definite vibe, and that vibe is just put on hold until you meet again, which could be way later on in life, who knows.
And if that girl does end up watching this video, I'm sorry, but you never got to hear my side of the goddamn story.
She did, though. You told her how you felt, man. You probably told her how you felt multiple times. You probably told her, like, the first time when she told you that she sees you as a friend, you told her then your side. Then later on, probably before you gave her this ride, probably while you gave her this ride, like there's a reason that after you gave her this ride that she sent this specific message, because like maybe she wanted to like interact with you to see if you were like chill and could like be kind of friends, and then maybe build up to something, right? And, like, that door could be opened in the future, but it's not open now. And she was just kind of, feeling out the vibe, and then you come at her with this big intensity, all these intense feelings that you barely know her. There's no reason for either of you to have these strong feelings for each other. So you didn't meet the vibe check, so she had to like cut off the friendship because she doesn't want to hurt you, man. Like, people typically don't want to like crush somebody who is very into them, man, because I can tell you there's something about it when somebody is very into you. Like, even if you have plenty of people who are very into you, there's something very like kind of like nice about it in a way. So they're going to like hold you in a certain regard as a friend, even if they only ever see you as a friend. They're going to not want to hurt you. And that's what she was doing. Like, she was trying to say like there's no shot, man. But then I'm sure even since then, like you said something about at some point like talking on Facebook, or you probably told her how you felt again there, man. There's no like different way of phrasing it that's gonna get a message across that's different than the message that you've already gotten across to her. Now, could you have gotten that message across a lot better? Yeah, but you had to have done that initially, right? Like that's why people talk about like timing and confidence. Like you missed the boat and like stop trying to. It's like you missed the boat, but you're at the deck and you're screaming for the boat to come back, but that boat's been gone for years and that boat ain't never coming back. So what you need to do is leave that dock, go find another boat. There's millions of boats out there, man. Like, what country do you live in? It's probably one that has millions of people. Like, this one person who you haven't been that close with might not be the one, man. Like, there is no the one. There's tons of awesome people out there, but you'll never know that if you don't interact with them, man.
You never got to hear how I felt. And I'm recording this video. I'm gonna put on fucking YouTube because I'm so fucking lonely. I've got two best friends in my life, but the thing with them is because I don't get to see them, whenever I want, because how fucked up is it that I've got a best friend? I've got two best friends, Keanu and Mo. Love them both like they're my own brothers. And yet, why do I still feel so fucking lonely? It makes no.
Because you want to be in a relationship, and you've wasted a ton of time trying to pursue a relationship with someone who's already in one, and who, according to your own story here, started dating somebody after she was in that relationship. She moved right into a relationship with somebody else. This person clearly does not want to be with you. This person is a complete waste of your time. You've wasted a ton of time already on them. Stop wasting more time. Move on. You will continue to be lonely unless you do something to not be lonely. And what I mean by do something is changing your mindset and just meeting other people. Like, I know it's not easy, dude. Like, it's rough. It's not always that easy to meet new people, right? Like, it's weird to meet new people in person sometimes. It genuinely is, right? Sometimes you pursue people and it doesn't go well. Sometimes you get shot down. Sometimes, you get kicked out of a bar like you did. And, that sucks. But giving up means you'll definitely never have a girlfriend. So I don't think giving up is an option here. So how are you going to move forward? How are you going to improve yourself? How are you going to stand out over other men? Now, exactly how you do that is complicated because a lot of guys fall into this like negativity spiral, this like Elliot Rodger really foolish mindset that they're going to stand out by being just a douchebag and flaunting money or like a level of aggression. That's not going to work, man. Like that absolutely will never work. But you just simply have fun in what you're doing. You learn how to have a fun, good time without having everything go your way and have like this awesome girlfriend. Like, you should be happy being single. Like, as soon as you're in an actual relationship with somebody, it really cuts into your free time, right? Like, you probably have hobbies and interests. Pursue those. Make yourself interesting. Like you say you never see your best friends. That sucks, man. I don't know. Find a way to see them more. Make other friends. A good way to meet new people is to make friends. Like, I remember in the past becoming friends with like one woman, and boom, within like a year, I had met maybe 20 of her female friends. Like, that's how you meet people and become friends with women. You can be friends with women and not like date them and not pursue them, not ask them out, not obsess over them. You can do it, man. I know you can. And that's a really big first step, because that you must have a major problem talking to women, and that's how you solve it, is become friends with women. Then all of that nerves, all of that tension you feel, it just evaporates because you've done it 100 times. That's the problem, is you lack experience and you're not actively doing things to gain experience. Like this experience where this woman, you thought you would eventually have a relationship with this woman, it's an experience. You've learned from this. In the future, you are not going to do this. You are not going to ask out a woman who's in a relationship. You're not going to let feelings grow for a woman that's in a relationship. You're just going to look past them onto one that isn't. You're going to pursue people who are available, right? You're going to be okay with being rejected. You're not going to continue to have feelings after you're rejected. Because you know what? There's another woman out there who's great, right? Like there's a better woman out there who will want you, you know? And maybe it will work out, maybe it won't, right? You'll probably date multiple people in your life. But you got to take those first steps, and you got to stop focusing on the past, dude. Like this girl rejected you multiple times. It's over with this girl. It's done. Next one. Like you're moving on to the next one. That's what you're doing. I'm not giving you an option here. You're on to the next one.
Oh goddamn sense. I think maybe it's because I don't have a fucking social life. I don't know.
Yes.
And it's so fucked up because I hate that every single time I make a goddamn video, you're only seeing me when I'm fucking emotional or when I'm depressed. Because I'm not like this all the goddamn time, but it's like I told myself I can't concentrate on fucking YouTube because my life is such a fucking mess. I cannot spend time or energy doing that because my credit is so fucking bad. It's in the goddamn 400s, and that means...
All right, man. Yeah, you're right. You're like homeless. You got other issues. But you have way more subscribers than I do at this point. I have like 2 or 3 subscribers. You have 11,000, nearly 12,000 subscribers. I assume this video has a lot of views. Yeah, this has over 500,000 views. 500,000 views, man. And you're being emotional. You're being real. You're being really intensely honest. And you know what? You're going to improve from it. You're going to read this feedback in this comment section, and you're going to be great. You know? You literally 12 days ago posted an update. Maybe I'll watch it, man. Like, things only get better. As life goes on, you only get better, right? You get better at everything because you've experienced more, because you've seen it before, because, you know, it becomes like a muscle memory with absolutely everything. You will get better at talking to women, at pursuing women. I'm confident you will. It's just at which rate you'll do it, how fast you'll do it, and that's entirely up to you. The thing that will slow you down tremendously is continuing to be hung up on this same woman that you've talked about here and falling into that trap again and being hung up on the next woman and the next one, right? Because you can't allow that cycle to continue. You have to break that cycle and change your path, make your path a lot more forward focused, and you'll do great, man. Like, you're doing okay on YouTube. That can make you money. You know, maybe you're not there yet, but you could be one day. Keep pursuing it. Like I said, hobbies, interests. You could be a quite interesting guy, and maybe things will turn around for you, and you'll have this really positive life. That'll be great. But make little improvements. And like this, I don't know, man. It's hard, right? I can't imagine how hard it is being homeless. I've never been homeless. I mean, I grew up poor, but like not like homeless. But like, you look relatively clean. You'll be fine. You're young. I know you're like 28 now, but you got so much time ahead of you. Like, think about how old you look now. You look younger than 27. Like, if you cleaned up, you'd look like early 20s. You'll probably look that way for the next 10 years, dude. Like, you're fine. Things aren't as bad as they seem.
Means I have to pay $1,000 a month for this fucking 2014 Chevy Cruze that's not even worth anywhere near this much fucking money. So I'm so preoccupied with doing all of this shit that I can't go back to my old life. You know, back where I used to live, because I live in such a tiny fucking house. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to not be homeless anymore, but I just get so fucking sick of this. It's like I'm...
Yeah, I mean, this is the part where I can agree with them. The housing market is insane these days. Inflation is insane. The price of everything is through the roof. For people to live is wild. It is wild out there for so many people, and it sucks. It's horrible. And you know, it's good that this guy has done something about it and found himself in a slightly better situation. And I get how it can be depressing because it's going to be really hard to get out of that situation. I think pursuing YouTube is a good option. I'm actually going to create a video here shortly, exactly as to why I think it's a better option than a lot of people give it credit for. In this video itself, I'll say it again, it has over 500,000 views. Now, I think you could outdo that, man. I think you could outdo that and make a video that's entirely positive. And maybe you do.
Squidward in that episode Squidville on SpongeBob, where, you know, he moves to a town, everything's perfect, and then he gets sick of doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm sick of doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because all I do is I drive for Uber for, you know, all fucking like 8 or 10 hours minimum, 200 miles minimum every single goddamn day. Then I pick up my 70-year-old aunt at her.
All right, this makes sense with him giving her a ride earlier. I assumed he was a taxi driver or something, and I was right. That it makes a little more sense now.
Her job, you know, because we're so fucking broke. Even though she's going to be 71 years old soon, she still has to fucking work because of all the bullshit that happened in my life that made me homeless, that was out of my goddamn control.
Yeah, that's really rough, and it's hard to like give people advice on that because a lot of the leadership of the world is doing things that are actively making these situations worse for everybody. And just recently with the pandemic, the lockdowns, and there's been the largest upward mobility of wealth, they call it, where the rich get richer. Well, the mega rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Like, that has happened recently. We never really got out of the Great Recession from 2008. Things have really gotten bad lately, but I hope there's some solace in that nearly everyone is feeling it. Maybe not to the extent that you are, but it's affecting everyone. I make 6 figures. My partner makes 6 figures, and we feel the effects of it. Like, we're like, holy crap, how is the price of all of this stuff this outrageous? Like we have to peel back our spending. We're obviously, it's like wildly different, the position that you're in, but it does affect a ton of people. Like, there's a lot of homeless people these days, and all we can really do is hope that things improve and that society as a whole can adjust. We're in a lucky position that the world has more food than it's ever had before, whereas in the Great Depression it was just harder to access food. So everyone being completely broke was worse than it is now. But I think, according to like what I've heard, that technically we're worse now. Like, we're poorer now than we were during the Great Depression. It's just that food has become a lot more accessible since we can like synthesize it.
And I think that's the whole root cause of it is fucking major depressive disorder. And these thoughts, they keep running in my head over and over and over and
Things
over and
will
over again.
improve,
And I
dude.
can't do
Like,
anything about it because I got fucking no one to. Okay, no, I've got Keon, I've got Mo to talk to, but that's the thing is that sometimes, like right when it's stuck here, it's stuck in my brain. I mean, in between passengers, I just have to press the go offline button on Uber and start recording all my thoughts here to this camera, to this audience, because it makes me feel like I'm gonna fucking explode.
dude, you're actively doing stuff, right? Like, you literally put forth the effort to record this video and upload it. You have like 12,000 subscribers. You're doing something about it. You're doing multiple things about it to improve your situation in your life. You know, that's great. It's just, I think where you're kind of lacking is that you're not transferring that over to dating, to finding a girlfriend. And you can. You just don't have the time to maybe focus on it right now, but in the future you will be able to, and you'll be able to find ways to solve these problems that you're having, just like you're doing with your homelessness situation. You can do that exact same thing with your dating situation, and the two will probably most likely go hand in hand. As one improves, the other will improve, and that's just kind of how life rolls for everybody. And I hope people really listen to this and like take it home that life pretty much just slowly improves. I mean, yeah, you'll eventually get old and like your mobility will go down and maybe your health will kind of collapse, but in every other aspect, things just improve. You know, I get like hypothetically, yeah, maybe you're 20 years old and you're mega rich, and then you slowly like get into drugs and things are in this like, you peak when you're 20 and things just decline as you go forward. But for this guy and so many other people, I think it is the opposite, where you start out low and you slowly increase, and that's fine. Like, being lonely temporarily is fine. This guy's talking about being lonely for a long period of time, probably a decade of like not having a relationship, of it really bumming him out. But you've got several decades more to live. You know, you're not going to be lonely forever. There's really no rush, man. Like, you're not even 30. You're solid. Like, you're chilling, man. Like, a lot of people settle down in their 30s because they're like, all right, I've had enough of this dating thing. I did it in my 20s. Boom, 30s. Like, let's chill.
If I don't get all this shit that's stuck in here and I just let it all out into a fucking camera. And, you know, and I'm fucking sorry if this video depresses the shit out of you, but hey, welcome to my fucking world.
I hope that it doesn't for anybody. I hope they can connect with it, man. I think they are. I think it's actually having the opposite effect, where people are seeing this and being like, you know, I've felt the same way. I've maybe had similar experiences, and, you know, seeing how, like, it will likely give people more perspective on similar situations they've been in, and it'll allow them to see through those situations, see what was really going on, see how this situation wasn't exactly how your perception of it was off, and how their perception of similar situations they've been in was kind of off, and they'll just improve.
What the title of this fucking video is gonna be, but I went through a whole gamut of everything. Talked about how I hate that I can't get a girlfriend, and then ended up talking about how the closest person I've met that could have been my girlfriend, I ended up, you know, attempting to take my own life for. See, it's all still right there.
Man, I'll probably avoid that in future videos. It makes people pretty uncomfortable to like see that kind of stuff, man. Like, I don't know, pretty dark stuff.
There's two lines.
And like, man, you don't need to do that.
fucking there.
Like I said, everything's going to improve, dude. And listen to what I'm saying. Like, I've talked about positivity, and guess what? That's what you're going to do now. That's how you're going to be. You're going to uplift others. This video might be doing it in a roundabout way. I think it is. I think it genuinely is.
And, you know, it's a reminder. You know, seeing those scars in my arm, it's a reminder to never do something that fucking stupid ever again. But at the
You
time,
should watch you should watch the YouTuber Based Shaman. He does a lot of this kind of stuff where there's people who have similar issues, and he talks about positivity and its value. And he loves to tell jokes, but his message is really accurate.
I was so fucking sad, I didn't know what else to do. So, if you've been wondering how come I don't make videos all the time, that's a little bit more information about how fucked up my brain is. So, I don't know what to call this video. I'll come up with some kind of title, but right now I can't think of one. Now my aunt's gonna wonder how come I haven't picked her up yet. But anyways, I've rambled on long enough, clearly, and I feel some sort of relief that I got to take months of what was stuck in my head and I let it all out, because I don't know who else. Well, I don't know who else I can fucking talk to. So, and you know, and I don't care that people are going to say, oh, you shouldn't spill out your personal details on YouTube like that, but I'll say I don't.
No, I'm going to completely disagree. You absolutely should put yourself out there. I think it's a genuinely positive thing that you did it, because it allows for change and growth. Openness obviously can kind of backfire in the way that it really puts yourself out there. But you're young, man. You have the time and the opportunity to improve. Like, if I was judged as a person, like, I'm in my 30s. Well, like, I'm basically 30. Early 30s, let's call it. If I was judged by every viewpoint and, like, perspective that I gave when I was, like, in my early 20s, oh my God. Like, people would look at me completely differently. So many things change over time. People will probably judge you. But I already see, like, this comment right here by Super Duper Trousers. Very positive, man. And it's got 331 likes. That means 331 people read this comment on your video and liked it. Like, that's wild. That's a lot of people, man.
But I'll say, so fucking what? It's my channel, and if it's killing me on the inside, and I'm holding all these goddamn thoughts in, I gotta let them out. I'm gonna let them out and do whatever the fuck I want. It's my goddamn channel. So anyways,
it's also your life, right? Like, you're right. You can do whatever you want. It's your channel. And I applaud you for putting yourself out there. But your life is the same way. You control how it goes and what happens. And if you're kind of lacking in a certain thing, you want something in your life, it's not just gonna happen on its own. I'll talk more once he's done. The video's almost done. Oh, I just clicked the wrong thing.
what I did was me talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't know, but
You talked about
I
Spider-Man No Way
really
Home?
don't want this to. I don't want to post this video and then you have to end up waiting several months again for my next video, but I just needed to get all this shit off my chest. Alright. So, subscribe if you want to. I don't know why anyone would, but hopefully I've got something better to talk about other than my fucking depression. Anyway, I'll hopefully see you next time so you don't.
Man, like, there's nothing wrong with talking about that. Nothing wrong at all. Like, that's a very deep and complex topic that pretty much everybody has talked about many times in their life and probably will continue to talk about as everybody gains a better understanding. I'm not that much older than you. When we were kids, maybe more so me than you, but people didn't talk about mental health that much, right? Like, it was maybe in health class they would say depression is a thing, anxiety is a thing, and that's that. There was no real discussion like there is now. So it's a great topic to talk about, right? Like, I genuinely think you talking about it will be positive for you and for people who watch this because it'll help them gain perspective and understanding.
Wanna, if you don't, god damn it, now my brain's all scrambled. I hope. I don't even know what the point of. I don't even know what the fucking comments are gonna say, and why am I even talking as if I'm big enough on YouTube for people to even want to care to write a comment. Anyways, I'll see you on my next video where hopefully I don't depress the shit out of you. Alright, see you next time. Bye bye.
Alright, that's actually the opposite of what happened, man. Like, look at what happened. Think about how negative you just were with that closing statement, and look at what happened. 500,000 views, over 10,000 comments, closer to 11,000 comments. That's a ton, man. That's a lot of people who have gotten a lot out of this video. That's a great thing, man. And a lot of the finer details of getting a girlfriend, of dating, people have gone over them, and I will go over them. I will make videos responding to Skippy's terrible dates and go through every detail of what he does wrong. But the core concepts of what he does wrong are confidence and that expression, right? Like, he has it written, Skippy has it written on his face, like, that he's uncomfortable, that he has these like serious feelings way too quick, and that he's like kind of lost and confused, and it really is like a blocker to that positive fun energy that he has, right? It's this unfortunate balance, whereas if he could master the confidence, then that fun vibe would just be absolutely infectious, and it would be so like alluring that he would do like pretty well. I mean, there's other things that Skippy could do to improve that he kind of just won't do. So yeah, I will definitely make that series. I've always wanted to. This was really fun to react to. I don't really know what else to say, so I'll end it there. Peace out.